See, that's the problem.
Play shit together.
That's the problem.
Those tough people.
That's some tough people, man.
As I knew it, Dagestan has emerged as a UFC powerhouse in recent years, with a new generation of fighters ruling the octagon. Has watching these Dagestanis invade and dominate been insane?
Of course, you got those guys from Dagestan. That's an interesting element, too. Those Russian wrestlers.
I don't think just because of their wrestling. I think it's because of their discipline. And I tell a lot of people that those guys don't think about anything.
And I often tell people that those guys don't consider anything else. From Khabib to Islam ZB and beyond, let's explore. He entered the game and immediately began imposing his own rules, which everyone had to abide by.
He's honestly a beast, a scary beast. As long as he can touch you, as long as he has a hand on you, he can get
Amazing strength, as his opponents had nothing to offer the Dagestani Eagle. He would alternate between beatings and conversation. He was so much better than his rivals that he even spoke to the UFC boss during his fights. He had incredible conditioning and a brilliant fighting IQ.
Started to grapple, and Khabib jumped on top of me, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get up when I want to. But that is not the case. He is literally the strongest person I met.
When Khabib eliminated every contender and prospect in the UFC lightweight division, the rest is history. Khabib wanted to fight as hard as he could because he didn't see anyone as strong as him who could harm him. His performances felt like one-sided beatings because
I like Conor McGregor, but he come on 55 for me need to smash.
Khabib's first championship defense was against the division's most well-liked, fiercest, and most dangerous opponent, but nobody took him seriously.
The reason this fight is so big is because it's two of the absolute best fighters in the world fighting in their prime when they should be fighting.
A man who conquered a bear at childhood will be wrestling Conor McGregor on Saturday night, UFC 229.
Until Khabib faced the former best pound-for-pound fighter, experts and fans didn't recognize his potential and didn't consider him a serious threat.
I want to take him down, speak with him, slap him. This is what I want to do. And finish his high.
Fans and experts didn't see him as a real threat and refused to acknowledge his talent until Khabib faced the once best pound-for-pound fighter.
After Khabib crushed Conor and achieved international fame. Khabib's level is the highest in this game. His renowned opponents sensed his power and invincibility as soon as they signed the contract to play the Eagle.
Top talents I've seen at lightweight and at welterweight, and I've grappled with them. And Khabib he's more than anything than any lightweight has ever really felt, and most all of welterweights.
Khabib destroyed Conor and gained worldwide fame. Now the whole world knew about the incredible mixed martial arts school straight from the distant Dagestani mountains. Although everyone associated Khabib with wrestling, none of his opponents were fully able to prepare for it. There are levels in this game, and Khabib's level is the highest. When they signed the contract to face the Eagle, his legendary opponent.
The morning I woke up, my heart rate was around between 33 and like 36. And the morning I woke up in Abu Dhabi, it was at 60.
Strength, and humanity. This man was deeply religious, but once the cage door closed,
escaped with 29-0. Yeah, it's a pretty impressive record. And fought everybody, mauled everybody, got to the top, fought the best guys, fought Justin, silenced Conor, just did the thing, got out.
According to the plan of the outstanding coach and father, Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, someone was quietly preparing in the shadows, waiting for his moment to step in as the true
This man
replacement
was
for the
deeply
Dagestani
religious,
Eagle.
but
This was
once the
evident
cage
when
door
Khabib
closed,
sensationally retired, leaving the champion's belt empty.
Khabib said it from the beginning, right? He said, you're always going to lose. There's a time for your thing. He said it about Kamaru. He said it about Tony Ferguson. He said, these guys, they're going to learn the hard way. And for me, he said, if I stayed in, I'd probably end up losing sometime. I don't think he would lose, but yeah, like he said, like, you're thinking, like, I could still go with him. And I'm looking at this guy like, bro, you could be the heavyweight champion right now. It's like,
Khabib sensationally retired. The champion's belt was left vacant. The world thought it had lost its Dagestani champion, but according to the plan of the great
I
coach,
always say to my guys, like everybody, there is levels. There is fighters, there is champion, there is elite. And I think Islam is elite. This is what I think. This is what I feel when I train with him long time.
You may argue and disagree, but right now, Islam Makhachev has surpassed his mentor. Makhachev is a more refined version of Khabib, perfected not only on the ground, but in all aspects of the game, strength and humanity. This man was deeply religious, but once the cage door closed,
and take his time using his wrestling advantage. It's also important to note that Islam's bouts are highly entertaining.
You know, I think Islam is a better striker. You know, Javier Mendez said it himself. He said we can choose our poison. When you see Islam, he does a lot of nice head kicks. They're very, very fluid. He has a lot of overhand rights. He has good head movement. He's slick. He's very, very slick. He's got good submissions, good wrestling. Very well rounded.
While Khabib was magnificent in the grappling exchanges and imposed his will on his opponents.
Of course, Islam is very good on stand-up. Last couple years, people don't even touch him. They don't even touch him. And he fight with Drew Dober. All these guys, they good strikers, you know, they don't even touch him. You know, like even one time, two times, you know. Islam dominate them, all of them.
We all recall Dustin Poirier's vicious fight and Alex Volkanovski's amazing knockout.
You may argue and disagree, but right now, Islam Makhachev has surpassed his mentor. Makhachev is a more refined version of Khabib, perfected not only on the ground, but in all aspects of the game.
Makhachev in the black and gold befitting a champion. Inside leg kick early for Makhachev.
I think the idea that he was going to finish Volkanovski made him start a little faster than he normally does.
In that first fight, there's the first shot.
Yeah, you heard folks say, right away.
Volkanovski's defensive wrestling was a big factor in that first fight. Blood in there somewhere.
Makhachev has landed some really good kicks this round.
Well, I suppose if any fighter could weaponize pace and cardio without a training camp, it would be Volkanovski, but that does figure to be a tough proposition. Shoots, nobody will run. They don't do it. And still, and with style points,
Alex Volkanovski and the brutal battle with Dustin Poirier. Makhachev is the force that keeps the entire division in fear. He's perfect in the stand-up, perfect on the ground, and perfect in terms of fighting IQ. Overall, he represents the ideal fighter who can excel in any area.
At the height of his career, he will leave no room for competitors. Magara was by far the most attractive prospect in the area. Interview 18. One of MMA's most dazzling and promising
You may argue and disagree, but right now, Islam Makhachev has surpassed his mentor. Makhachev is a more refined version.
They were well-rounded enough, because if you try to pressure him standing, he takes you down. If you try to, apply some jiu-jitsu, his wrestling's so good he doesn't allow you. So from what I've seen, they haven't been able to put pressure on him because they don't have enough skills, the well-roundedness required to do that, and I think I'm the guy to do that.
Right now, Makhachev is the best mixed martial artist, regardless of weight class. He's a bright and tough fighter who always shows his best version. He's constantly evolving, growing as a fighter, and it's hard to imagine anyone who can defeat him. Islam Makhachev at the peak of his career.
Makhachev was the hottest prospect around, and by a mile.
I see him as a champion, and I see him as a champion for years. Whenever he gets the opportunity for a title,
his ability to strike was amazing. He was a true predator who would begin hunting as soon as the cage door closed, and his grappling was at an incredible level.
The guy that fought on the undercard, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Holy shit, is this
Khabib is one of the greatest mysteries in UFC history. He's long been called What If, and this nickname perfectly describes him as a fighter. What if Khabib hadn't retired and kept fighting? It's clear that at the time of his active career in the featherweight division, he was the most dangerous guy in the division. Fans and experts didn't see him as a real threat and refused to acknowledge his talent until Khabib faced the once best pound-for-pound fighter.
Unfortunately, we will never know what this man could have accomplished, but Zabit Magomedov will always be one of the greatest mysteries in the world of mixed martial arts. Zabit was a well-rounded fighter who showed
Alex
incredible control on the
Volkanovski
ground,
and the
but
brutal
also
battle
wasn't
with
afraid
Dustin
to
Poirier.
exchange strikes and test
Makhachev
his
is the
opponent's
force
strength
that
in the
keeps the
stand-up game.
entire division
Despite his
in
brutal
fear.
fights throughout
He's
his
perfect
life,
in the
he remained a
stand-up,
modest
perfect
and
on the
reserved
ground,
person
and
who was
perfect in
deeply
terms
devoted
of
to his
fighting
faith.
IQ.